Hello guys, Keepdude here, and today we're going to take a look at the Shadow-S sent to me for review by Epomaker. This keyboard is a pre-built TKL and I'm a big fan of the features, and especially the sound and the soft typing feel. It's gasket mounted, hot swappable, has tri-mode connection, is VIA compatible, has a 1.14 inch TFT screen, south facing LEDs, and comes with all the foams you'll ever need. The version I have today costs $99 which is basically the same price as the aluminum Galaxy 80 keyboard, but we'll discuss more on that topic later. The Shadow-S comes in two different colorways. Mine is white brown and the other option is called the pink white. You also get 4 switch options from Epomaker, which include the Flamingo switch, Mulan, Wisteria, and the silent sea salt linear switches. Now let's move on to the unboxing. So in addition to the keyboard, you get a switch and keycap puller, a white braided USB-C cable, 3 extra switches, and of course, the user manual. Now let's take a close look at the Shadow-S. It's a TKL layout with a screen and volume knob in the top right in a nice graphite color. And beneath the navigation cluster is a small RGB bar, which is a nice touch. The case is made of plastic and feels like your regular plastic keyboard. It weighs around 900 grams, which is about 2 pounds. The board looks pretty interesting in my opinion. The top frame has these thicker side bezels along with nice curves on each corner. The front of the Shadow-S is unique with this glossy brown accent piece, which is a nice detail in my opinion. The side profile is good looking with these curves, and the line through the middle reminds me of the side profile of the GMMK Pro. Except that this one doesn't have RGB unfortunately. The back side also has the glossy brown accent piece, and the USB port is located in the middle along with switches for the connection, and storage for the USB dongle as well. The underside of the keyboard is pretty standard, with 4 rubber feet and adjustable flip-up feet along with branding in the middle. And I also appreciate that there are 4 screws for easier disassembly too. The TFT screen displays basic information like the time, date, and battery status. But you can also upload your own GIFs, which is a really cool feature in my opinion. And there are also 2 built-in GIFs if you're too lazy to upload your own. Alright, now let's talk about the keycaps. The keycaps are die-sub PBT and are fairly thick. The legends are consistent and has a minimalistic look to them. I'm not sure what profile the keycap is, but it's pretty similar to cherry profile keycaps, except that these have a sharper angle towards the top, leading to less surface to type on in comparison to cherry profile keycaps. I personally had no issues getting used to these keycaps and it felt natural from the get-go. Now let's move on to the switches. The switches in this board is manufactured by Epomaker and they are called the Epomaker Wisteria linear switches. These switches are definitely towards the louder side, but for me, that's perfect. I also really like the color of the housing and the stem. So it's a factory lube long pole linear switch with a travel of 3.6 millimeters. The spring is an extra long spring with a length of 20.4 millimeters for that snappier typing feel. The actuation force is 45 grams and the stem is a blend of POM and PTFE. And the top housing is polycarbonate and the bottom housing is made of PA66. Overall, I'm very happy with these switches in terms of the sound, look, and feel. These plate mounted stabs are pre-lubed and tuned, so you won't need to touch them up as they're really good from factory. Now let's take a look at the internals. In the bottom case is the 4000 mAh battery along with a silicone pad and a thinner case foam. The PCB has Kale hot swap sockets and it supports VIA. And it does not have flex cuts, so it contributes to a fuller sound, which is a big plus in my book. Above the PCB, you get the industry standard, which includes a PET layer, an IXPE switch pad, and plate foam. The plate you get is made out of polycarbonate and uses gasket strips for the gasket structure. It also has perky flex cuts for that softer typing feel too. Now let's take a look at the RGB before hearing the sound test. So what do I think of the typing experience and sound? Well, the typing experience is soft and comfortable due to the flex cuts in the plate, and the sound is full sounding with all the foams installed. And it also has a bright and lively sound characteristic. So how does the Shadow-S compare to the Galaxy 80? To summarize it shortly, the Shadow-S is a plastic keyboard while the Galaxy 80 is an aluminum keyboard. Both keyboards have a nice and soft typing experience, and both keyboards sound great out of the box. The difference is that the Galaxy 80 does not have a TFT screen, volume knob, and it's not VIA compatible, while this keyboard suits those requirements. But remember, the keyboard hobby is all about preference, and I think you should choose the one that suits your requirements the best. But all in all, I'm very happy with this keyboard, and I can recommend it due to its good features and interesting looks. That was it for my review of the Shadow-S. Thank you to Epomaker for sponsoring me with this keyboard. Please drop a like, and if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Until next time, peace.